Wild, fearless, hardly ever politically correct. This is the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast.
We're back. This is the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast. This is Trent. I am joined by Jordan, Seth, and friend of the pod, guest, Phil. And on today's episode, before we jump into things, we are going to have our 2022 season recap. We have some awards. So this is mostly just, kind of in the mirror show, like looking back at 2022, what we said was funny, what we said that, we got our best diva of the year. We have our waiver wire hero. We have rookie of the year, MVP, all kinds of just fun, fancy stuff. Week 17 is basically behind us. We got Monday Night Football still to come. It is Sunday night. We are actually in Seth's studio recording this, so that's kind of nice, Seth. Thanks for had a little emergency, had to use a different garage than we normally do.
Yeah, if you can call it a studio. I guess.
Well,
it's
Seth,
just another garage.
Seth, you take like photos back here, like
No,
you like modern day George Costanza, like.
Let's get some headshots from Seth.
I don't take photos here. My wife's a photographer on the side, so she does like studio.
And she's not interested in sponsoring the pod.
No.
Okay. Anyways,
That would just be my money.
it's a shot in the dark. But anyway,
my wife's money. Let me take a step back.
I doubt you're behind the camera. You might be behind the lens, maybe. I don't know. Like,
what are you saying? What are you saying? Yes.
Yeah, let's just stop.
All right,
Yes.
okay. But anyways, so if you want to see this little,
And it's brighter in here.
Yeah,
like I probably
great
don't look
lighting.
nearly as good.
Yeah.
Actually, Phil, you look more like
Burly.
vibrant.
All right.
You look great.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
You
not
look
a
good.
word I love hearing, but
It's kind of like a Village Anti filter in real life. Hopefully, there's not like a real bad echo in here. I'm not sure.
no,
It's
not. It doesn't sound bad.
It doesn't sound bad. So yeah, we're in here. Phil, welcome back. You're a friend of the pod.
I'm back.
Yeah, you're
I've been
back.
busy, doing stuff. Been on some vacation time, unpaid time off that the pod has given me. So, I went to Utah, did my rounds in Utah, which you guys know about, and it's I'm a huge Utes fan now. So I'll be cheering for them tomorrow.
What is taking your rounds in Utah mean?
I drove around?
Just don't say anything else. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New
another
Year.
year.
Also, happy birthday. It's Trent's birthday tomorrow.
Tomorrow, when
By the
you
time
hear
you're-
this.
yeah, by the time-
When you're listening to this, it's
So shoot us a DM.
happy birthday. Yes.
Just a happy birthday DM.
We should actually, before we get into anything, let's ask Trent a couple birthday questions. Like
Okay.
you're turning 31, right?
31, dirty 31.
Like what is your biggest accomplishment in life?
biggest accomplishment in life?
Yeah.
Probably. Oh man, this is tough. Do you think my wife will listen to this pod? Section championship for football. That's up there.
Okay.
Marriage. Most people probably didn't
Yeah.
think I'd ever get married, so that has to be up there somewhere.
Let's top
right?
it up when he got married.
Yeah. I have a voice for radio. I've been told. So,
Yeah, face for radio.
31. Yeah. So.
So that biggest accomplishments is good. I thought I was going more in the direction of like fantasy football. But
Graduated from high school. That's a big deal. No, not everybody does that.
he
these
still
days.
has his learner's permit.
Just got my driver's license this year.
All right, what is like your greatest fantasy in your 31 young years? What's your greatest fantasy thing?
Last year I started out 1-6 and I made it to the championship. I had to win out. I went 7-6.
Yeah.
And I lost in the championship. That's probably my greatest one. To start out 1-6 and to make it to the ship, as the last seed. I think that's an accomplishment,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean,
And I've talked about that a million times on here, but
because your birthday is so close to New Year's, do you do that same thing that everyone does where they like review their life? Like everyone's just like, I'm changing myself and doing this.
I have won fantasy football leagues before, but
Yeah.
like that one sticks out the most to be,
Yeah,
like
that's
one and
fair.
you're done. So, New Year's resolution. I'm not if you're looking on YouTube at tffdudes, do I look like a New Year's resolution guy? I don't think you're a New Year's resolution guy either, Phil.
I
but-
contemplate my New Year's resolutions while I'm eating a
Phil's New Year resolution is not to eat so many chips next time he watches a football game.
Yes. And for Jordan to eat chips while he's watching football.
No, because then I'll need New Year's resolutions.
but-
And he's looking buttoned up. And you see this guy?
yeah.
I'm actually
You wore that to church, I'm guessing.
TFF dudes.
Oh,
The jacket off.
You wore that to church?
He's got that dog. He's got that dog in him.
It's a collared shirt, man.
Yeah, I need to make some more of those. But yeah, so I don't.
And honestly, I mean,
I'm not a huge birthday guy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like one of those like.
Yeah, you're not going to throw yourself a birthday party almost.
No.
You may just like,
Well, like, yeah. My thing is like, if you wish me a happy birthday, then I feel like I have to wish you a happy birthday, and like, I'm just not good at that.
Oh yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Like, yeah,
You feel bad if you don't wish them a happy birthday.
I do, and then they wish me a happy birthday. Or when that person sends you that text, like, "Hey, happy birthday, man," you're like.
Who is
Hey,
this?
new phone. Who is this? Thank you.
Yeah, it does happen. That does happen.
It happens every year, and you know it's the same guy, and you're just
Yeah.
a dirtbag for doing it.
Yeah,
you know?
do you have?
How hard is it to save a number?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Trent, just say thank you.
Yeah, but I want to know too because it's going to happen again next year.
Let's just no. You don't. You just say Jordan. Jordan has the right
Say
move.
thanks.
You say thank you and you move on.
I've done the like, thank you. How have you been? You know, like, hey, we should get
So
together.
you're trying to
sometime.
investigate who it
Yeah,
is, like
yeah,
hoping
exactly.
for some hints.
It's like going on a blind date with an old lost friend. You know, like, hey, I
Yeah.
wonder who's meeting me for wings for this birthday celebration. My wife's like, who are you going to dinner with for your birthday? Like, buddy from high school? Knowing me, I'd go sit at the wrong table or something, though.
You'd run into them at the Sizzler buffet.
Exactly. But yeah.
So you're just birthdaying it up tomorrow.
Yeah, birthday.
You have the Rose Bowl. I was surprised you didn't
Rose
go.
Bowl,
Actually,
yeah.
I've been to the Rose Bowl. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did. I thought about going to the Rose Bowl. It's not.
It's on a Monday. Which
Knowing
is
me,
weird.
I might find myself there. I don't know.
Why aren't we
Like,
going
I'm kinda-
next week to the college football championship? That's in
Where
LA.
is that? Oh, it is.
Oh man, what are we doing?
Where
I need
is
to
it?
It's
recontemplate
at
my life
SoFi
again.
a week from
Oh,
tomorrow.
you're right.
I'm pretty sure it's Sophie.
I'm. It's definitely.
I mean, I'm
sold
sure
out.
it's all out of our price range,
Yeah,
but
no, there's no
Well,
way.
maybe
Also,
not.
I mean, that's it. That brings up a good point. When do you guys stop celebrating? We talked about when do you start celebrating Christmas? When do you stop celebrating the holidays?
I guess it's just the last time.
the 26th of December.
That's kind of my opinion.
Yeah, unless you.
I stop after my last Christmas party.
Yeah, and usually that's like not. It's usually within like 3 days after.
I mean, Phil, when do you stop?
My gauge is usually the NC2A championship game, and which used
So, like,
to
what
happen
do
on the
you- what do you-
6th.
so, like-
Didn't it used to happen on like the 6th or the 7th?
Yeah, but they, a couple years ago invented this thing
Yes,
called
I
the
know.
playoff.
I'm
and
well
now it's a
aware.
lot later
So now I get to enjoy the holidays a little bit longer. So I'm going to be going around saying Merry Christmas and Happy New Year
Yeah,
until the
yeah.
good.
Please keep telling people Merry
Yeah.
Christmas. Don't make people think you're smarter than you actually are. Should we?
But can we agree on that? Like, I feel like the holidays should last through.
But like, what do you do?
Like, what are you accomplishing? Like,
There will
how
be-
long do you celebrate Thanksgiving?
I'll leave
Until
my
December
tree up.
15th?
No, I'll usually leave my tree up until that's more of the gauge. I leave my tree up until the college football playoff is over. Is your tree down?
My tree's
Oh.
still up. Yeah, but
Okay, well, that's not like celebrate. I don't.
My tree's in my front yard.
the right question, Phil, was when do you take your tree down, not when do you stop celebrating
No, if
Christmas.
the tree is in your house, you're still celebrating the holidays.
I disagree, but
Did you take the lights off?
no.
Okay, so then you're celebrating
No,
the
I'm
holidays.
not
still.
celebrating. I just haven't
So it's just a
gotten-
green tree sitting
I
up
just
in your
haven't
house.
climbed up the ladder to take lights off.
Yeah.
Hey Phil, so if you want to get in the stadium next Monday, you got $700 on hand,
Yeah, well,
For
hard
parking.
pass.
Yeah, yeah.
and it's back against the wall.
And I can
Your
guarantee
brother's a diehard Georgia fan, though. So what are the chances that he goes? Because he lives in LA.
I mean, if you just
Yeah,
want
true.
like anything decent,
That's actually
like,
I wouldn't if he could find some because I bet you there's cheaper tickets than $700, right?
no, it's back against the wall.
please don't whistle on this pod ever again.
The real what we weren't smart is we should have bought tickets a year ago, and then
That's what I did. Is I bought them for the Rose Bowl.
So what we should
when
do
Baker Mayfield played, and I was going to sell them, and I was like, I actually want to go to this game when Baker and
Yeah,
Georgia
let's
played.
buy
they're all,
tickets
these are
for
all
next year
resale.
right now.
These are all resale prices. So
Let's
they're-
buy
it's all
tickets
sold
right
out.
now for next year.
I don't think they're available yet. We probably should start recapping our whole season, though. Don't you think? We got a lot of awards to
Yeah,
get through.
sure.
We're going to We're going
But
to
hold on,
do
there
a-
was some good football this weekend.
was some
College
good football.
football,
Yeah,
college
good
football is so fun.
maybe the
man.
best playoff ever.
There was
just
no
both games.
Neither game was a blowout.
Yeah,
Which I feel like it's always been like one game's a blowout, or
like TCU and Michigan.
TCU got so much crap for like that they shouldn't even been in the playoff, and then
they win.
And they win.
I like their quarterback. I like. Is it Duggan?
Duggan.
Teach me how to Duggan.
Duggan.
Is he related to that family?
And he's not related to Andy Dalton just
No,
because he has red hair.
the Duggar.
Those are Duggars and Duggan.
Like it's like the 19 kids in county.
And then the Ohio State Georgia game was great too. Ohio
great
State
game.
probably should have won that game. They blew
Dogs.
it.
Unbelievable. Like,
Go
talk
Dogs.
about a shank, dude. Oh, I could have made that.
Whoa.
Let me walk on to Ohio State. I'd make that
Seth,
kick.
go out to the football field this week and do a kick.
He's
and show
got-
people
You know
that
what?
it's good.
Actually, video me. I will.
I would bet my whole life savings that Seth misses that kick.
On a week of practice?
We don't.
Yes.
We actually don't know how big his
Yes.
we don't
Wait,
know
how far
okay.
was it?
50. It was 50 yards
Oh, shoot.
in a packed stadium to go to the championship.
I'd definitely get closer.
I wanted
You would hit like the 10-yard line.
Let's
I
closer
really
than
wanted
when he
Ohio.
shaked
it.
I really wanted Ohio State to win just to
Yeah,
watch.
because you're an Ohio State
no,
fan.
but also just watch the world burn. If Ohio State won the national championship, they got killed by Michigan. That was a sneeze. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, I like Ohio State too. But you know how mad Michigan people would be if Ohio State won the national championship and they beat them by 40?
What is that?
Sorry, no one on this pod seen a sneeze before. If you want to watch my sneeze, go check
was
it out
not a
at
sneeze.
tffdudes.
I thought you were speaking in
At
Spanish. You were
YouTube.
talking so fast to
I
try
was trying to get it out before the sneeze. Hey, let's
do what you do.
We have
Here's
a long
like the common
pod ahead of
courtesy
us,
for
okay?
a sneeze. You slow down, you sneeze, you let it happen, then you continue on.
I'm really happy I just got all of that all over your shirt. Phil.
Oh,
You might
my
wanna
goodness.
Watch that. But we got a long show ahead of us.
I think Seth, you could make it, and honestly, I don't
no,
think.
he can't.
I don't think,
He
I don't
would not
think Jordan's
make it.
too confident either. He said he'd bet his life savings. The guy's still on his parents' phone plan. Like I can't imagine his life savings is that high.
Or it's that high because I'm still on my parents' phone
I
plan.
can't believe you just said that.
Let's see. We got to go. Jordan, you can't just tell this guy stuff, man. Like, why do you trust
No.
this guy?
Well, I also don't think it's that big of a deal. I think most of the people most people my age are still on their parents' phone plan.
No, it's not like it's a bad thing.
Phil, you are a jerk.
I don't think it's that big. I'm not embarrassed.
Why is Phil defending me, though?
I just wanted to dial up that bird.
Phil talks about, prize pick bets being, that he's mad that he can't go less than $5. He goes to the phone plan deal.
I didn't even want to defend you. I just wanted to tee up
All
that
right.
bird.
Well, today's awards are brought to you by Prize Picks.
Sorry, Joe.
Prize Picks is DFS made easy. Pick 2 to 6 players, and you can win up to 35 times an entry. Just you versus the projected odds. It's DFS made easy. It's the dude's favorite place to play DFS. Just enter the promo code dudes, and they will match you up to $100. Really helps us out if you enjoy the show. Go check out our friends at Prize Picks. Let's get into our fantasy awards here. Is there anything else we're missing, Seth? Seth, you're kind of quarterbacking this thing. You'll read the award, then we'll give our spiel.
No, we haven't missed anything yet. But unless we want to go, no, we probably don't care about.
We talked about the good football this week. I thought Phil was going to talk about
do you
Stidham or
wanna-
something, and he just goes into Dugan and
Do you want to recap our starts and sits?
not really, but we probably
Oh,
should.
Mike
Those were
Evans
bad.
just.
Jordan had Mike
Yeah.
Evans as a sit. I had Devontae Adams as a sit.
Oh man, geez.
What
yeah.
else was there?
We also had Zeke. That one was on the money. Michael.
That
Pittman.
was
Yeah,
right
I
on the
mean-
money, and that didn't look like it was going to be on the money. Jordan.
Michael Pittman. He was okay. I think he had 10 or 11 points. That he is a garbage time touchdown. So you took that, but you probably weren't in the championship anyways. If we go to starts here, we had.
I did such a bad job.
So Algier and Komet for Trent, and then Jordan had Brandon Cooks and Akers, right? Akers did
Akers
okay.
was good. He couldn't punch a touchdown in, but yeah, the Brandon Cooks one was just.
Komet
wrong.
was for Trent was okay. I think he had a touchdown,
Well,
which kind of
Fields-
salvaged the day.
Fields
Dude,
was
yeah,
horrible.
Komet only had 2 catches, and one was a touchdown.
Yeah.
And then Algier he got his touchdown, another touchdown hawked from Patterson.
Yep.
But he had a really good game. So I think overall, your starts and sits were kind of on, except for Jordan's Mike Evans.
Oh, that was brutal.
That was a bad one.
Did he have? What do you have?
And I
43
feel like-
points? No,
No,
I
It's
feel like
35
I
absurd.
even said
It was
as
40
I was
something.
saying the sit, I was like, Tom Brady, watch, he's gonna just burn me. I feel like I said that.
Yeah,
as I
you
was
did
saying.
say that.
The season's
Yeah.
the season's ending now, Jordan. It's like, oh wow, Brady and Rodgers in the playoffs could actually make a run now. It's
Yeah,
kind of
I mean,
looking like that today.
In the NFC, it's a crapshoot, so I think anyone could win the NFC.
Yeah.
The Vikings aren't good. the Eagles, like, are they actually good? I don't know.
They cannot stop the run at all.
No.
They just got
Which
got
is so
ran
crazy
all over. I mean,
the first like 8 weeks of the year, they were like the best run defense in the league.
it's just about peaking at the right time. Really,
The Niners are probably the best team in the NFC,
Yeah.
but we just saw what Stidham did.
He dotted him hard.
So like I don't.
That was a weird game though, don't you think?
It was a trap game for the 49ers, but the Raiders looked good. Like their offense looked good.
Question: is there any way an AFC team doesn't win the Super Bowl? Like, do you guys actually think an NFC team?
It would not surprise me if an NFC team won.
Yeah, the other side is so much.
It would surprise you.
It wouldn't. No.
I think NFC team
I think
won.
it'd have to
wouldn't
be
surprise
either the Eagles or the.
Who would it be, Trent?
I don't think
Eagles or
I don't
Niners,
know.
that's it.
I think it's Niners. That would be
just historically, it seems like the NFC always wins.
Yeah, but the 3 best teams in the league are in the AFC.
Yeah, no, I know, but it wouldn't like completely shock me if an NFC team won. But I am a Cowboys fan, so that's
I mean, I just think the Chiefs, Bills, and Bengals are by far the 3 best teams in the NFL.
yeah.
like
No,
you
yeah,
could go
they're
down.
good.
You could go down to the top 3 teams in the NFC
And
and
here's
be
a-
like,
and
are
there-
they beating the Chiefs? Are they beating the Bills? Are they beating the Bengals? And I would say it's pretty low.
I just don't think they're as good
probability.
at foot. Like the Niners are probably the best in the NFC, but even then, like I still don't think Brock Purdy can win a Super Bowl.
With the 49ers defense, it wouldn't surprise me if they
But again, they're going to have to beat Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes.
yeah. No, you're right.
That's
but
why I think the Eagles have maybe a better
just with
chance.
that 2-week
than the
break
Niners
and
do.
everything, though, you just don't really know like football. Like I really am not like too surprised unless it's a blowout in the Super Bowl these days. Like, do you think the Super Bowl will be like a 28? Like, what was the most recent Super Bowl blowout? Do you think it'll be like a?
It was
probably
the Seahawks
Chiefs?
Broncos.
Yeah, that's the biggest one. Yeah,
The Rams Super Bowl with Jared Goff.
but that was like 28
12
to 10 or something, or 12 to 28, right? Like,
When Goff played the Patriots,
Yeah, what was that?
wasn't that like 18 to 12 or something? It was a low.
Oh, it was just a low.
It was
Yeah,
a
it was
low
just-
scoring
yeah, it
weird
was a
game.
I'm
boring
pretty sure
game.
it was the Seahawks game where they just
They
beat the
destroyed the
brakes off
Colts.
the-
Or
what
excuse me,
about like
Broncos.
Chiefs and Bucks? Like that wasn't like that was probably similar to that one you just said, Jordan.
Oh, you know what? Let me see. Super Bowl.
But
That one was in.
Tampa Bay 31-9 in 2021.
yeah. And like that shocked everybody, right? Like I'd be more surprised at a shock, or more surprised at like a Super Bowl blowout,
Well,
Jordan, than like the NFC team
The
winning.
2019 one was 13-3 New England.
Yeah,
That game felt like it was 30-0 though.
Yeah, it was a weird game.
Yeah.
It was like, Todd Gurley. Did Todd Gurley even play in that game?
Yeah, he played, but he was kind of a decoy. It was weird.
Yeah, that was a weird game.
Weird. Here's Phil.
I think-
bring up Georgia guys again.
I think the Seahawks.
Yeah, 40
Seahawks
43-8.
Broncos was the
Yeah.
that was the
Yeah,
biggest blowout.
43-8.
Do we want to go over the awards here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's get into the awards, and I don't know if it's gonna be like a go over. Like I think it's be a little bit of a discussion here, honestly.
Yeah.
But like Phil or Seth, give us the first award here.
So for the first award, we have, I think you have Patrick Mahomes, right, Trent?
Yeah, no, just read what the award is.
Oh, sorry, it's the MVP award.
all right.
And,
yeah, we got a sweet little graphic on there, kind of, right, Seth?
Yeah, we have Patrick Mahomes, Austin Eckler, and Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
And if you want to talk about yours, you can.
Yeah, I put down Austin Eckler for my fantasy football MVP, and I solely did it just because if you had Austin Eckler on your team, there's a good chance you actually won the championship this week. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, sorry. Phil had Josh Allen, so that's another one on there.
yeah.
Sorry.
So like, yeah. So like, that's why I say Austin Eckler fantasy football MVP, just because you had a good chance of winning. Whereas like Seth, you had Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
I don't know if you won your league if you had Jalen Hurts as your quarterback.
Oh,
Probably.
Seth and I are playing in the championship, and I had Jalen Hurts.
and I have him in another league, but then once again,
Actually, Seth prayed about that game on last pod and tried to deny it. How is that matchup going?
I beat
bad.
the brakes off
yeah,
Phil.
it's
Sorry.
embarrassing. No, it's
Yeah.
it's
You acted
factual.
like you were gonna like come in here like singing and dancing when you won or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just happy I beat Phil. It wasn't close, so it's like I don't really. I mean,
and also half my team is
Oh yeah, no, you're straight like medical tent. Your
yeah,
team.
it's bad. If the championship was last week, I would have beat him, but
Your team really looks like a COVID roster from that COVID year
Yeah,
when like
basically,
everyone
yeah,
was out.
it's
You have
just-
Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts.
Well, you had basically Kendall Hinton playing quarterback. For you.
Basically, yeah. Who
I
was your
have-
quarterbacks?
no, I have.
You didn't get the joke.
No, I have Andy Dalton. Sorry, I was thinking I have Andy Dalton and I have Mac Jones. playing my QB.
I think it was Carson Wentz is what.
you
Yeah,
did have
actually, it was
Wentz.
Carson Wentz.
But
sorry.
Jordan, you
I
have-
just traded Andy Dalton. So I have. Let's just go on to my bench real quick. I have.
We don't care, Phil.
It's honestly,
Honestly,
you
no one
over.
cares.
This might be the biggest overachievement in your life, honestly, that you made it to the championship with this team.
Yeah, at least I
You
get my money
started
back.
Josh.
I don't
No,
know
you
what
don't.
you get.
No, I don't. I don't think we. Who knows this league? This league is filled with a bunch of yahoos. I'm surprised.
No,
I'm
it's a
not
bunch
in
of
the
people
championship all the
who don't
time.
care about participation.
Yeah.
Jordan, what is your? Who do you got here, Jordan?
I got Justin Jefferson, and mostly because I think that he was being where he was. I think that by far the number one wide receiver, and I think he was. I was gonna try to pull it up here, but where he was at in points for the whole. Yeah, he was fifth in points through 318 points. So the highest non-quarterback fantasy score on the year, and so I think some people got him like in the 5th, 6th, 7th overall pick. They drafted
That's a
him
solid point.
behind like CMC, Jonathan Taylor, Austin Eckler, Cooper Kupp. Like I had him ranked as my number one wide receiver starting going into the year, but there's a lot of guys who were. I feel like there are even people taking other receivers over him. Who
Maybe Cooper Kupp.
Cooper
Did you
Kupp,
say Jamar Chase?
Maybe Jamar Chase.
Maybe Devontae.
I don't know if it was Devontae. I
No.
feel like there was a receiver we're not thinking about right. Getting
Stephon Diggs.
Stephon
Oh,
Diggs.
Stephon Diggs,
Stephon
yeah.
Diggs. So like, and then on top of that, like he had prior to this week, obviously. So to Trent's point, you probably didn't win with them, but there's a decent chance you got to your championship with Justin Jefferson. The guy had, I think in PPR, the guy had like 3 30-point weeks in a row.
Yeah, no, it was
Going into
wild.
the championship. So like in the 20s, like Justin Jefferson wasn't the reason you didn't get to the championship. He might have been the reason you didn't win the championship this week, though. But I just
got
think
me
where
there.
you drafted him in the first round, like you almost got good value, and he was the best non QB. So the best, because you're not taking QB in the first round, so the best guy you could have took in the first round.
Yeah, I had Travis Kelce, but he just didn't finish quite strong enough.
The last couple of weeks have been kind of
like
rough.
last
for him.
5 weeks, he was really good, and I was like, man, that's fantasy MVP. Travis Kelce, you are this much better than everyone else. He still finished tight end 1, but fantasy MVP, I can't put him there. Like in the listener league, I have Travis Kelce, I have Justin Jefferson, and CeeDee Lamb. But today I lost to Zach, and I got to get Zach a hat for that. But I had Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson. Like it didn't work out at all. Like it was really bad. But that's my fantasy MVP. Phil, you had Josh Allen. Like I know that.
I mean, he was. It's not like I think he was going in the first round regardless. Really, I mean,
like early, yeah, super flex. He was like number 1 overall.
exactly in super
Yeah.
flex leagues, he was going number 1 overall, and I think he lined you basically what you drafted, right? Like he really performed well. He had I think 2 games under 20 points. Like he was just a constant contributor. Like depending on what tomorrow looks like.
Yeah,
he's
true.
He,
He might win people leagues.
Yes,
like
he might win.
if he
people
goes
leagues,
off tomorrow
and he probably
night.
got you in a lot of championships.
If he goes off on Monday Night Football versus the Bengals, there will be a lot of people being like, "Yeah, Phil was right, absolutely." No, but like 100%, like because
Yeah,
that's
I
what you
mean-
get remembered for is that championship week.
yeah.
So I've seen a lot of Josh Allen teams in the finals. Also, with Hurts falling off. Hurts is the best value quarterback, though,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I could also argue like Patrick Mahomes was a value this year.
I thought
and
about
you could
Mahomes,
argue
yeah.
Patrick Mahomes. He was the top fantasy scorer this year.
Yeah.
And people were talking about how and these are his last 3 weeks in playoffs, right? So the third week of playoffs, 31, 23, 26. He won you your first round 31. Like the guy was extremely consistent all year long. It's probably one of his better seasons fantasy
The only
wise.
frustrating
wrong.
thing with it has just been the Kelsey fall off, Jordan, really.
Yeah, but I mean,
He's still, he's going off.
yeah,
so-
I mean, Mahomes was awesome. So I think Mahomes could easily. I could argue Mahomes should be there instead of Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts. But
So, Seth, what do we got next here?
So we got Rookie of the Year. Trent has Christian Watson. Jordan said Garrett Wilson. I said Kenneth Walker. And Phil also said Watson.
I don't mind your Wilson here.
it was
Jordan.
just like you guys already had Christian Watson, but I didn't. Christian Watson had like 4 good weeks, and that was it.
Yeah.
I mean,
It is recency bias.
it's recency bias a little bit.
Initially, I thought Kenneth Walker, but just with how long he was hurt, didn't make me want to do
Like
it.
honestly, you could argue like I was looking at all the top rookies, And like we have Damian Pierce, Garrett Wilson is number 2 in half-point PPR in scoring.
Yeah. I almost put Travis Etienne, but then, he's not a rookie.
Not a rookie.
You know what I mean? Even though it's basically his first
Yes,
year.
yeah.
But like mentally, I kind of feel like he's a
Damian
rookie.
Pierce would have been the guy if he hadn't gotten hurt.
Yes. And
But-
it's just hard to put him on there, even you're just saying like next year. Or do you know what I'm saying?
I mean, Garrett Wilson had 171 catches for 996 yards and 4 touchdowns
With Zach Wilson.
with Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
And I mean, to your guys' point, and then Christian Watson had 35 catches for 496 yards. So he had 7 touchdowns. So
Yeah, that's the touchdowns is what spikes it up.
yeah.
But
He had what, 6 games?
Actually,
or,
9
excuse me.
touchdowns because he had 2 rushing touchdowns
yeah, I
too.
forgot
So.
about that.
And he messed me up this week. So
But he was also hurt, and he was not reliable.
No.
Week to week. I thought Garrett Wilson had a pretty good year. I don't know.
Wilson did. Wilson
I
did.
agree.
I liked Seth Walker, obviously, for Seahawk reasons. We can move on though.
What do we got next, Seth? Because
So,
your
yeah.
mixer is a little different than what we got here.
Yeah,
the
so I
order-wise.
got the best draft capital. If we're going on the best draft capital, Trent says Josh Jacobs, Jordan has Ramondre Stevenson. I have Tony Pollard, and Phil also has Ramondre.
And I put this on there before
He
you, Jordan.
did.
I was like, I feel like Jordan's gonna put this, but he didn't put it on there yet. So I'm like, oh, definitely.
I
Ramondre.
tried not to double up too much, but there was a couple where it just was too obvious.
No,
for
it's
me.
just and I have to give you credit because you were saying it in the offseason.
Well, the crazy thing is, I think in my first rankings, I had Damian Harris over Ramondre, and then after like a few weeks of like listening to the training camp, I was like, no, it's definitely Ramondre.
Yeah.
And so I drafted Ramondre over Damian Harris in like all my best ball teams as much as I couldn't see. I think I had him like 3 or 4 leagues, Ramondre. So
Yeah.
I really like him. He was the perfect guy that fit your zero
Zero RB.
zero RB.
Yeah.
So.
Your ranking, Jordan, in the offseason of Ramondre Stevenson.
Well, I had Damian Harris initially in my first ranking, so I don't know if I updated those or not. But I do know, if you go back and listen, I pivoted quickly. I think.
You do not have him in your top.
Yeah, because I put
25.
Where did I put Damian Harris though?
You had him at running back 24.
And so I probably I think after a few weeks after we did that, I think I flip flopped to Ramondre over Damian Harris pretty quick after some news came out.
I had Josh Jacobs. I was pretty high on Josh Jacobs for a little bit, and I think I kind of came off. I had him at running back 19. I think I have him the highest.
Yeah, I was not on Josh. Josh Jacobs was probably the biggest shock to me. One of the bigger shocks to me this year.
Probably. If we want to we could go off of biggest misses by us, but Javonte Williams was pretty bad.
Well, it's
by all
hard
of us.
because we don't know. He got hurt.
Yeah,
and
it's true.
super early.
You're right.
But I mean, from what I can
Najee.
say, Ramondre Stevenson his draft position was 34 for running backs. Is that right? Am I getting that
Yeah,
right?
I mean, yeah.
And he's running back 8.
It's because people didn't know. They didn't have clarity. And
But
like I said, on my initial rankings,
was anyone else talking about? I'm trying to give you a little bit of love and credit here.
No
More
one
credit.
else. No one but us.
No,
don't
I mean,
think-
they were.
Was there a handful of people talking about him? Okay.
There was. But he was a pretty, in the industry, more of us. But the problem was people were still, it was hard because Damian Harris had such a good year the year
and
before.
Belichick scares people.
That was the
Yeah.
biggest thing. It was the New England running back situation. I just kind of, like I said, initially I was on Harris. Then some stuff came out, if I remember correctly, about how they love Ramondre. He's a pass catcher. They just thought he was going to fill a bunch of different roles. And then I just quickly pivoted to Ramondre from there on out. I mean, like I said, I drafted him as much as I could. So
Yeah, I said Tony Pollard. I mean, he's number 6 RB.
yeah, I think that's a good one too.
Even after missing this week, number 24 overall.
Yeah.
I mean, I know most people drafted him probably anytime after the 5th round. I know in one of my leagues, someone said they drafted him in the 9th round. So that's a really clutch. Obviously, if you had him this week, it's a big bummer. But I mean,
Yeah.
he won you, and he was restricted by Zeke in a lot of situations. I mean, if you can only imagine what he'd be if he was the sole guy at Dallas.
Honestly, probably a lot of guys who had Pollard probably had Zeke too, though, maybe.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I had Josh Jacobs. What's he finishing as this year? Running back what right now?
Has to
He's
be
been a
up there.
complete. We honestly could have made the argument for him to be comeback player of the year.
It's true.
Maybe.
He's number 9 overall and number 3 RB, I believe.
Yeah, and where you got
Oh,
him?
sorry. I'm looking in a dynasty league.
He's RB1 in half point PPR.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm looking in them different
And
league.
I just was like, he's been.
Man, my Derrick Henry take was bad. I'm just looking at this now.
Yeah. So RB. Yeah. So I have Josh Jacobs there for best draft capital. Seth, what do we have next? I kind of like this next one here.
So we have the waiver wire hero. Just someone you got off the waiver wire who basically changed your team. Trent said Justin Fields along with me, and then Jordan said Jamal Williams, and then Phil said Geno Smith.
I was stunned that none of you guys had Jamal Williams on here when I went to fill this out.
I kept putting Jamal Williams I had Jamal Williams as
He wasn't drafted. He was a guy people picked up the waiver wire.
I know.
The guy had 15 touchdowns this year.
Yeah, I had him, and I was like, Justin Fields was the one that I just feel like kind of just, especially if you didn't have like a good quarterback, I felt like Justin Fields really helped you. But Jamal Williams, like he did, I drafted him in a lot of leagues.
He was a top. You drafted him in leagues?
I drafted him in Scotty Fishbowl, but those are big rosters and everything. Like
Yeah.
I had him drafted.
In his Fields?
In a standard.
This is why I drafted him. I had Swift, and I was like, I'm going to get my handcuff in this draft.
yes,
That's why I did it, and I ended up, it saved my season there. But
So I'm actually looking in this league I'm looking at. He was drafted and then dropped. Let me see if I can pull this up. No, it's not. I think he was drafted and then dropped in the same season by the same person. So he was drafted in August, dropped. Yeah, it's hard to tell exactly, but he was definitely picked up again. So drafted and then dropped and then picked up.
Yeah, that Swift injury. I mean, just even after Swift was slowly coming back, he kept taking touchdowns. He had a great game today too.
Yeah. He probably deserves it the most. Jordan is Jamal Williams. Like Justin Fields, though, like he's a guy that he have a good game today, but he looks just how he runs.
He still rushed for over 100 yards, I think, today.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I guess there is leagues where he might not have been picked up off the waiver wire. I guess I didn't really think about that.
Well,
but,
those might be like 8-man leagues, right?
or just
Or you're saying
deeper leagues.
deep 14.
Yeah. The only reason I thought waiver,
So like this one was
he definitely was a waiver guy. But
Yeah.
if I drafted DeAndre Swift, like that's just automatic. Swift's a guy you have to handcuff. I feel like personally, like
Yeah.
and you were happy you did.
Yeah, I just thought a guy. I mean,
Phil has Geno Smith for about 8 awards left on here. So
I will say if so Trent, I guess I could say this: if Jamal Williams isn't a waiver wire in your league and he was never dropped, he's the best draft capital.
yeah, exactly.
So I mean, he's essentially he was a late round draft pick, a late round flyer. I mean,
I had
he's
him
probably best ball hero, like your best ball
Absolutely,
hero, like just. The guy had 15 touchdowns on the year.
Well, Jordan,
insane.
that's where I had him. I actually had him on the best draft capital. Then I removed him for Josh Jacobs because I just felt like, honestly, if you look at the whole season, like Jamal Williams was really good, but like when you got to those playoffs, Josh Jacobs was like a league winner
that's
type
fine.
guy.
But I just think like for a top 15 running back that you did in probably 60-70% of leagues was picked up off the waiver wire.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah.
That's a big deal. That's like when what was it like? I remember the year with Alfred Morris.
Yeah,
Remember
it's similar to Morris, but
that year, I mean, he won people leagues because people picked him up off
but
the
like
waiver
people
wire.
didn't want to believe Jamal Williams was like the real deal exactly, But who else was I looking for right here? Like Justin Fields, just
Oh, we just got the schedule update for week 18.
what we got.
Jags, Titans, and Chiefs, Raiders, a Saturday doubleheader.
Oh, nice.
I'm about to schedule my Saturday out.
Order your nachos now.
Yes.
Oh, man, I'm supposed to be busy on Saturday. I'll have to figure this out now.
So looking at Fields, like I don't know.
5:15, perfect at the late game. All right, we're good to go.
Jordan,
Sorry for the interruption, guys.
He might be like Fields might have even went undrafted. I don't know. People were there was people that had high hopes for Fields.
There were people
in the offseason.
I mean, people had high hopes
Yeah,
for Trey
for sure.
Lance too. I mean,
Man, Trey Lance, that's a name I've not heard in a very long time.
he didn't get big as fresh. He didn't even get listed on here, but I'm kind
Yeah,
of
that's
surprised he
we'll have
didn't.
to address Trey Lance
Trey Lance
later.
a little bit.
Yeah.
The whole Brock Purdy thing and him later.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
What's the next one?
what do we got next?
So
Seth?
we got
I'm coming.
stream of the year. For Trent's stream of the year, he had Jared Goff. Jordan had Trevor Lawrence. I said Geno, and Phil also said Jared Goff.
We have like two like Geno like family
Yeah.
members or something in here. They want to just give him every award. Seth's just nodding his head angrily at me.
No,
He finished top top 10 QB. So
It's true.
So, yeah.
I feel like there has to be a quarterback for this one.
It does.
And
yeah, it has to.
I kind of agree with Jared Goff, but I didn't want to put Jared Goff for a third time. So I just went Trevor Lawrence because he ended up being like quarterback 6 or something crazy like that on the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, he definitely deserves to be there.
and I think that most people were not playing him consistently. So
No.
and there was some good matchups and stuff. So I just thought
People
that
didn't want to
was-
believe it, though.
with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, like he would get dropped and get picked up again. Then he'd do good, and he would guys doing the streaming game. Like I had the opportunity to have Trevor Lawrence in leagues. I took Kirk Cousins. I'm kicking myself for that. But it's hard to go against like Justin
He was quarterback
Jefferson, too.
5. He's quarterback 5 on the year.
Wow.
Fields is quarterback 6. Like Fields might have been a streaming consideration too, like for most season. But yeah, I just thought Trevor Lawrence was just a solid option. I mean, quarterback 5, like
Yeah.
It's a long season. It's amazing how stuff can just change like that with Trevor Lawrence because it wasn't that long ago, Jordan. Like you said, Jags started 2-7, and you were sending out the stuff in the group text.
I mean, they
about
lost
Jags.
to the Broncos.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know what I said in the group chat when they lost to the Broncos.
He was
Like
down bad.
yeah.
I think
He bought like a Chiefs jersey.
It
I
actually
think.
might be some good freezing cold takes in the group message when they lost to the Broncos.
Yeah.
Oh no.
There's a lot of I'm not going to be happy on tonight's pod going on.
Yeah, I'm tilting, guys. What do we got next year, Seth?
So we got dud of the year, which is always painful to say. But Alvin Kamara was Trent's pick. Jordan had Gabe Davis. I said Kyle Pitts, and Phil also agreed with Kyle Pitts.
Can you guys just leave Kyle Pitts on here for next year?
Probably.
Probably. I mean, I know Pitts got injured, but before that, it's just another disappointing year. I think Jordan and I took the over on his reception and touchdowns, and
Yeah, Kyle
at
Pitts,
6.5, which just seems like easy for that kind of guy, But I mean, there's no quarterback to get him the ball, and just a weird coaching scheme over there.
It'll be interesting to see what coach or what quarterback goes there this offseason. Because the coach there, Arthur Smith, had success with the tight end at Tennessee with Jonnu Smith. So it's not something like he should be able to scheme for that or
You think
whatever.
so? Yeah, that's going to be it's going to be a weird deal. What do you guys think about? I almost put Najee Harris here for where you drafted him versus where he ended. Do you not like that one?
I thought about it, but
You thought about Najee too?
I'm just looking at some old text here. You guys want to hear what I said? 2 weeks in a row, I put, I hate the Jaguars. T-Law better show me something here. He sucks, man. This is so frustrating. Just missing guys, drops galore, can't tackle. This is why I don't get my hopes up, and I did after the first 4 games.
and here we are,
Here's the next, a week later.
ready to be hurt again.
A week later, I hate the Jaguars. Why did I do this to myself? Actually, I hate my 9-year-old self for choosing this pain.
Hey, honestly, though,
remember that
I
text.
remember your 9-year-old self. Like, you should have
Yeah.
figured that out a long time ago.
Yeah.
But
And here we are, 2 months later. We
Nine-
are ready to go to the playoffs.
Najee Harris,
You don't.
disappointing, but
He's not a dud of the year, but is a disappointing season.
RB 15,
biggest frustration.
PPR and standard.
I think easily the best one here is probably Alvin Kamara, because you probably drafted him in the first or second.
Well, it depends when you drafted. Like for best, so I
On
know
this
there's
list,
like
though, on this
Yeah,
list.
for like best ball, people got him really late if you drafted best ball early because people were so worried about like
Yes.
the court stuff and all that stuff. So like it just depends when you drafted. But yeah, he started shooting up the draft boards pretty quickly.
right at the end, he did.
Once
yeah.
the people were like, "Oh, he's not going to get suspended for this year."
Yeah.
You guys talked about Pitts a decent amount. I just had Gabe Davis on here just a little different, just because I remember Trent, like you love Gabe Davis coming into the year.
I loved him, man.
Like, do you have those old rankings? Like, where did we?
Oh, yeah, I do. I have him up right here.
Because like, where did we? Just because people were drafting Gabe Davis high.
Yeah, Where do I have? I had Gabriel Davis, our guardian angel. I had him at wide receiver 29. I don't know where you had him.
Where's he at right now?
I might have been right on that. I don't see him on yours, Jordan.
Because I didn't rank him.
Yeah, I remember that. There was
You
a
had
little
him
bit of
wide
discussion.
receiver 9 or 29.
29. Like, I might be pretty close on that, actually.
Yeah, I'm looking here.
I got him. Stand by. He is wide receiver 31 in PPR and wide receiver 20 in standard.
Wow. So okay, Man, there's some other good.
So you're probably spot on with the half point, right?
yeah,
Is that what
maybe
we're doing
maybe
already?
he wasn't a good dud then. I'm just trying to figure out where he got drafted in some
Well,
of these
you want to
leagues.
know why it's a little inflated? Because he had that one crazy 30-something.
Yes,
point
he
week.
did.
So
He
it was
did.
quite inflated because the rest of the weeks have just been so boom or bust. I feel like.
So he was a 5th round, 6th round draft pick in this league. Man, Darnell Mooney got drafted in the 4th round in this league. That might be a bigger dud.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Darnell Mooney.
But I also think that person just drafted bad.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Gabe Davis was a bad call. I was just trying to figure. I just felt like there was someone, another guy who I thought about, Trent, and I didn't want to put him on there just because of injuries. Rashad Bateman,
Yeah, that's true. Bateman's
because
good.
even I know he got injured, but if you look at the games he played, he wasn't a top
No, he wasn't.
And people were talking about he a top 20 wide receiver, this and this and that, and I just.
The whole Ravens team.
What did we have? Speaking of that, you could throw Lamar Jackson on here. It's an injury, but I had him as quarterback 3. Phil had him as quarterback 7. Jordan, you had him as quarterback 8. So,
Who, Lamar?
yeah, Lamar.
Yeah, I wasn't too far. What did he end up being
Lamar.
about?
Right now he's QB 12.
Wow, yeah, but he started out so hot those
Yeah.
first 6 games.
Oh, you know who's a good one that we didn't talk about? Cortland Sutton. That's a good dud too.
Yeah, you could throw Russell Wilson in
The
here
whole
too.
Broncos offense.
I don't know if I wanted to
Broncos
throw
team.
Russ in there. I was like, man, he's definitely a dud, but I don't know.
The dud one's hard. It's hard because of injuries too. Most of your duds really are people who got injured. Kyle Pitts is a good one. He got injured, but it's just hard.
I mean, I don't think he.
That's why I think Alvin Kamara. You're right, Seth, is probably
It's the
best
biggest one on the list. Maybe not
Yeah.
the whole.
Seth, go ahead and move on to our next award here.
All right. So at biggest frustration, I think we talked about this one quite a bit, especially in the last few weeks. DJ Moore with Trent and Jordan. I said Mark Andrews, and Phil has Jonathan Taylor.
Probably why.
I try not to double up on this one,
Yeah.
Trent, but it was just on my own teams. It was the most frustrating.
DJ Moore
guy.
was frustrating because if you played him, he was terrible. But if you didn't, he went off on your
Yeah, I
bench.
just didn't know what to do with him the whole entire year.
Yeah, it was bad. Mark Andrews is who Seth. And there's a lot of people who are like, yeah, DJ Moore, absolutely. He was so good last year. And
He
this
was
year's
good
just
again,
been-
really good today.
Yeah,
Like,
oh,
he
yeah,
might
he
have
went
won
off today,
If you
yeah.
survived, he might have won your championship today.
Yeah, just looking at the scores.
Mike Evans
today.
might have been really frustrating for a lot of people too.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You could put
yeah.
Mike Evans on there, but our top 3 receivers today was Mike Evans, 43, Devontae Adams, 30, Mari Cooper, 24, who he's probably frustrating too. DJ Moore had 20 at wide receiver 5. But Mark Andrews is who you guys have, who Seth has.
Yeah, what's up with Jonathan Taylor, Phil? Why are you so frustrated?
I think I would say Jonathan Taylor and actually Joe Mixon. Just kind of I would say it's more frustrating.
Joe Mixon's another one that was probably
For me, and obviously for Jonathan Taylor, it's he had some injuries that he's dealing with. So I don't know if that one's technically fair.
Also, their offense was horrible.
Yeah, so probably I probably should have put Mixon there, but it's just the up and down and just kind of and he also dealt with some injuries as well. So I guess it would be both of those.
You
guys.
might have been so frustrated you didn't play him when he scored 4 touchdowns.
Yes, exactly.
Is Jonathan Taylor, where are we drafting him next year?
That's the thing.
Is Derek Carr going to be their quarterback?
Oh yeah.
It could be Carr. It could be Tannehill. It could be.
And Nick Foles got injured today. Just a weird.
What about the guy doing the snow angel next to him while he was injured?
I don't think he knew he was injured.
I know
right?
Thibodeau didn't know, but yeah, he's doing the snow angel next to the
Trent,
injured
I heard a
one.
good take about. I know this is going on a tangent, but I heard a good take about the Raiders. Aaron Rodgers to the Raiders.
Yeah, I've heard that too. That one.
Well, that was rumblings last year, wasn't it?
No,
Well,
that was
there's
Tom Brady.
There's Tom Brady.
No. But was it 2 years before when
Before it was Rodgers to the Broncos. That was the
Broncos? I thought that there was somewhat interest in the Raiders because he was interested in coming out, being
Whoa.
closer to LA for
Yeah, that was the Rams. They talked about the
Yeah,
Rams.
the Wheel of Fortune.
the Will.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they were saying that
Was it Wheel of Fortune?
people think
No,
that
it's
Jeopardy?
Jeopardy.
that's the only way the Raiders can keep Devontae in Las Vegas.
Maybe so.
Is to bring Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know. Stiddy looked pretty good.
That would be wild.
A guy texted me today.
That'd be AFC West for sure. They have it under wraps. Mahomes done.
Yeah, that's what you said about Russell Wilson and the Broncos too.
This guy texted and he said, "You're right. Josh McDaniels is a moron. He should be fired just for not knowing how good Stidham is."
That's pretty good.
But,
I don't know if I agree with the language per se.
What do we got next here,
I
Seth?
mean, there's worse things he could
Yeah,
have done.
Jonathan Taylor's frustrating too, and then how he got injured in playoffs too. Like,
It's
Yeah,
just a-
I mean, people draft him number 1 overall, like pick of the draft.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just a complete dud there. We wanted to go to playoff hero. Trent, Phil, and me said Jerick McKinnon, and then Jordan said George Kittle.
I wanted to be different here. So you guys can talk about McKinnon, then I'll talk about Kittle.
So I mean, McKinnon. How many? Like someone wants to pull up the points.
I
in the last
almost
few
wanted to
weeks.
make him a waiver wire hero, but it just happened so late. But
So
like,
week 14, 15, 17, he's had above 20 points, but he had 28 in week 14, 30 in week 15.
14 and 15, he was RB1.
So if you were in those games, you probably won because of those
Yeah.
performances.
He's RB24 on the season, and he really didn't start playing till like week 13.
And
where he
what's
was like
weird
the
is he's
guy.
not even. I mean, running the ball, sure, he's impressive, but it's his pass catching ability, and then just Mahomes being able to get him the ball is just elevated him.
His 28-point game versus Denver, he had a 57 snap percentage.
So I'll just talk about Kittle real quick. The reason I had him as a playoff hero because he had in weeks 12, 13, and 14, he had 4 points, 3 points, 5 points. If you got into playoffs with George Kittle on your roster, he then went ahead and put up 5 touchdowns in the 3 playoff weeks. 25, 29, and then he only had 10 today. But at tight end, like you can survive with a 10, including touchdown. Jimmy Garoppolo getting hurt was the best thing that ever happened to George Kittle.
Yeah.
Because Purdy
Only looks at him.
Yeah, yeah.
And Debo Samuel got hurt, so it was
Yeah.
the coinciding
aligned
of
a
like
little
Debo getting hurt, Jimmy G getting hurt, and like if you got to the playoffs with George Kittle on your roster, like the guy definitely won you your first 2 weeks. Like another guy who like probably carried teams through the best ball playoffs, just because I mean he was really good. Like you take a 29 and 25 from your tight end, like that will help you a lot.
You know what he finished at?
What tight end?
Yeah, he finished as tight end 4 in half-point PPR.
Yeah, I mean the guy had below 10 points for,
And it was those last few weeks that actually pushed him up that high.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
just tight ends being low scoring in general, but
he had like 7 weeks of 5 points, less than 5 points.
Yeah, no, he was
He had some
brutal
rough.
for a
He
while.
had some rough weeks.
But I mean, if you survived with him, I mean, he carried you through playoffs. You probably won a championship if you had George Kittle on your roster. And if you got in the playoffs with George Kittle on your roster, you probably were playing in the championship.
Yes.
Another dud of the year, like biggest frustration, you could say Darren Waller. We didn't mention him. I'm just looking at tight end rankings right here. Jordan,
I mean,
you had
yeah.
him as tight end 3. I had him as 4. Phil had him as 4.
What was our tight end? Who else? How do we rank tight ends?
I had Dallas Goedert at 10. He finished as tight end 9. Or sorry.
Well, that's because he got hurt.
I
mean,
I'm sorry. I had Dalton Schultz at 5.
No, just
So
where do we rank Kittle? I guess is my question.
Kittle was, I had him at 7. And Jordan, you had him at 4. And Phil had him at 5. So you guys were right on. with
We
that
were
one.
just crazy. The Waller thing was, we all bought into that way too much.
Yeah.
The moment the guy was at a WNBA game instead of his own team's preseason game, we should have dropped him.
For
in
what
the
it's worth,
rankings.
we did those rankings before that NBA game sighting.
We should have went back.
Although he had a pretty good game today.
Yeah, he did.
He had a 14.
The guy
point
just
game.
doesn't care about football. I
It
don't
was
think.
like his second week playing or something like.
It was his third, but yeah, it's just man. What he looked good though. Did you watch him today?
Yeah, I
Also,
mean, he's
did you
fine,
know
yeah.
the Browns actually looked all right today?
Yeah, Deshaun Watson finally started playing.
he only completed 9 passes.
Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
My bad.
He completed 9 passes for 100 yards.
I think I saw all 9 of those, and that's all I saw.
Feels like whoa.
21 points. Yeah, nothing crazy. What about the Washington mascot, Commander
The-
Commander Teddy or whatever?
Is it a
and
pig?
It's a pig. Yeah, because a lot of people want him to be called the Hogs.
Well, the Hogs are they've always kind of
That's
had a
their
big,
thing,
big
yeah.
theme.
There's a lot decent amount of there's a decent amount of hunting in that area, believe it or not. Like there's a lot of
in Washington D.C.
no, like if you go
In the
up,
Maryland, in the
the
Baltimore
Maryland, yeah, in the
area.
Maryland area, there's
Baltimore
actually
area.
yeah. If you go up towards
Then there's like West Virginia's right
I don't know
there,
if you
yeah.
know, but the
Country
district,
roads.
district of Columbia is pretty
Take
close
me-
to
oh.
Maryland
And Virginia.
and Virginia. Trent, were you aware of that?
He thought it was above
West Virginia.
Oregon. Trent's like above Oregon.
Like, oh yeah, there's no. you
They
guys
have
are
the
boring.
Seahawks there too,
Seahawks,
right?
All right, that's playoff hero. What do we got next year, Seth?
Okay,
What
we
do you
got comeback player of the year. So for comeback, Trent said Geno. So Trent is also on that train, I guess.
Yeah.
Jordan said
Step
Saquon, and Phil and I said CMC.
You know what, Jordan? I like yours better than I like mine.
Yeah, I actually had Travis Etienne in here originally, but then I was like, it's like it's
hard to give it to a rookie.
He's not a rookie, but he got hurt. And
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
we've never even seen him play.
It's like, what did
though.
he come back? He got hurt, but like the Saquon thing, I mean, I took a huge L on Saquon last year and then was probably too low on him this year. Just like he's come back from like his injuries and then he just wasn't good last year and he dealt with I'm sure he heard it a ton, all the negative stuff in the media.
Living in New York?
I mean, he's a
Big Apple.
He's a free agent, right? So like, yeah, so his last year's contract, living in New York. Like, I just think he's had a really, really good year. The Giants have been really good, and he's a big reason for that. So like, shoot, maybe even throw Daniel Jones and Saquon in that category.
Daniel Jones
like,
went off today.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I thought Saquon had a really, really good
He had
year.
a giant game.
Yeah, it's a good one, Trent.
Wow.
Clap it up.
I'm not clapping, no.
Just looking at Saquon rankings, though, I had him at 6. Phil had
I was
him-
low.
Phil had him at 8,
I overcorrected big time.
and Jordan had him at 18. Wow.
Yeah, I overcorrected big time. Is what I'm
Yeah, and he finished at 5 in half point in PPR. I don't know what.
no 5.
Running back 5 in half point PPR, and then
I'm
standard he
seeing-
was 6.
I'm seeing RB2 in this league.
Are you in the dudes? Which one are you in?
It's not RB2.
I'm just in our listener league as well.
Yeah, I was in a different league.
I have him. I have him as
McCaffrey's
5.
at RB2 overall 8.
I don't, and he started out pretty slow.
Yeah, I mean, going to the Niners helped them a ton, right?
But
I
am
mean,
I
even-
and what are you guys looking? I'm seeing RB2 here.
I'm seeing him at 5. I have Josh
You're
Jacobs
in the wrong
at
dude
2.
league, Jordan.
For what it's
No,
worth,
I'm in the both. I'm in.
for what it's worth, I have McCaffrey. He went under 10 points twice in all 17 weeks. Under 10 points twice.
Yeah. I actually think that's a pretty good comeback player there.
Well, I mean, and him not playing, I mean, basically for 2 years. He played in 2 years at Carolina. He played 10 games in 2021 and 2020 combined. He played 10 games.
All right. What else do we have here, Seth? What are you thinking?
So we can go to the best. Let's do this one. The best celebration. That's a good one.
Okay.
So for the best celebration, what did Phil say?
Phil said
the Jags mascot, which is a good one. I said
Speedo's hard to beat. That
Yeah,
Jags
that's
That
a
was
good
so
one.
funny.
You should do that for
it's
Halloween,
the Cheeto
Jordan.
guy.
You guys
Yes.
took all the good ones here, so I was kind of left.
I
with the
said
scraps.
Buffalo snowballs. That one was a
good.
funny
That's a
one.
good one.
And then Jordan said the
The-
Cowboys tight end whack-a-mole.
The whack-a-mole and the.
and
Yeah,
then,
that
and
was
then
a good
Trent
one.
said I think the best one is probably the chains on the airplane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
that
good
one's
one.
that was a good one.
Yeah.
The whack-a-mole one almost I can take it even like further, like the Cowboys tight ends playing whack-a-mole in the thing. Well, tight ends a whack-a-mole fancy year
Yeah,
too.
no, that's-
so there's some different they're not thinking about that, but I'm like, man, tight ends a whack-a-mole all year long too, and
Yeah.
tight ends playing whack. I thought it was good, and I thought they kind of was a good play on the whole
Very creative.
Salvation Army
Very
bucket
creative,
thing,
yeah.
and
It was hilarious.
It was
yeah.
good.
They all got fined like what, 15,000?
And then Zeke paid the fine, right?
Oh, did Zeke pay it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a guy, man.
Yeah.
Zeke's actually like a better person people give him credit for, I will say.
I've never argued that. I don't know. I don't know.
Who else is there? There's
Trent
like
and Zeke are pen pals. We find out.
basically. I'll write him. He probably
What's
won't
his
write back,
address in
though.
Arlington?
The fact that you brought up Jags mascot, I don't know how I forgot that, Phil, but that did.
didn't remember that?
No, it just slipped my mind. Like the Jags mascot of him, kind of stand up and do the impression.
No, I'm not. They
Him
were just
standing behind the extra point post or the goal post, and him just like dancing with his hands on his head. It's just like I don't know how you could kick.
Yeah.
Next year, we need to get rid of the egg bets, and just whoever does the worst and all of our bets next year has to go to the local high school game. You'd probably
I
get
don't
arrested.
think. Yeah, they would not allow that.
Yeah, you'd probably have to like sign up for some like register for something. You'd have to register.
Yeah, that
Nope,
Jags
don't
mascot
need
was
that.
something else.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah,
I'm not sure if it was a swimsuit. But
I don't know what.
I don't know what you're saying. I'm trying to think. Was there any actually besides Jordan's the only one that put the tight ends? Was there any other good dances? I don't think. Oh, I said I like
the Snow Angel was good today. I thought.
No, what is the one that I said that I like that we talked
I know what
about?
the worst one is.
the
though.
lawnmower.
The lawnmower. I love when people do the lawnmower.
The worst one is the Mike Gesicki gritty. That has to be the
Oh,
worst.
it's so bad.
That's the worst.
I like that he
But in
did it
some
for like
ways-
2 or 3
in
weeks.
some
back
ways,
He
in
kind
time.
of owned it.
It's kind of
yeah.
cool though in some ways too because he knew he's bad at it and just did it anyways.
He was so bad at it. I
love
don't
to
think
see
I could
Trent
do
to the
anything
gritty.
better.
I
Yeah.
love to see Trent to the gritty.
It'd probably be as bad as Gesicki, if not worse.
What else? What else we got here? Unless there's something else you want to bring up here,
No, there's always some
the
good.
snowballs is good.
And the problem is with red zone, you rarely get to see the full.
Yes.
the
Like
full
if you watch that
celebration.
game, there were snowballs every time there's someone in the red zone. Like plays would be going, the ball's in the air, and players are getting hit by snowballs. Or even the cameraman catching strays and
Yeah.
like the camera guys filming like them, the players playing, and he's getting hit by like 10 snowballs.
Well,
in the back.
Didn't they say that in that game that if any more Buffalo, anytime a
Yeah.
snowball is thrown on the field, it'd be a penalty for the Bills?
Yeah.
Question: if you were opposing, I guess there
We
probably wasn't
talked
that
about
many
this.
fans from the other team.
I
but
said if
you
you-
were a fan
yes.
from the other team, aren't you just chucking snowballs every time?
Yeah, we talked-
You're probably getting beat up though in the stands.
Oh yeah, you might. The Buffalo guys are crazy, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
I say that if someone, that's almost like an incentive to do it. Like
Yeah.
to say, like,
That tells you there wasn't many non-Buffalo fans in the stadium.
Oh, for sure.
and they were all
Yeah.
shirtless, probably.
I know it's a surprise to you guys, but like Miami fans don't want to go travel in below freezing weather in the
yeah.
snow.
Yeah. Surprisingly,
Yeah. What do we got next?
there was no other good celebrations?
I'm sure there
Those
was.
stick
but
out. Like
Yeah.
There's the thing about the one who did was it?
I kind of was
is it
thinking
Madison that got fined for his
twerking.
his twerking one. Like that one, I think
He
that was
acted
the
like a
biggest
back
fine.
injury, right?
Yeah, he acted
Yeah.
like it was a back injury, and then he's yeah.
Yes, that one was
That's a
good.
good one.
That was a good one.
Well, I kind of
He
thought
got it from a girl soccer player.
that has been going on for like a year and
Oh,
a half.
I
Like
thought-
I have a cousin.
No. Like you act like you're injured, and then
Yeah,
you
I have a
yeah.
cousin who did that at football practice. He said every day this year.
I do love the Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson always fakes the hammy, right?
Yeah, he
Jefferson
did the
fakes
hammy one. That was after he just who did he cook on that goal line route?
Oh yeah.
He cooked someone
The
bad.
Tyreek Hill scoring and then trying to get the ref's phone number.
Oh,
That
that's a
chick,
good one.
And then he fainted. That was
Yeah,
a good one.
that's a good one,
I was
too.
thinking player stuff. Then you guys came out of left field with the Jags mascot and snowballs. I'm not mad at you. I'm here for it.
Who
I'm
hit
all
the
about
gritty?
it.
Someone hit the gritty on Justin Jefferson today. Who was the DB that was covering him? I can't
Jair.
remember. Yeah.
He kind of did really well, but also like that game was just.
Was
weird.
he the one that hit it,
Jair
though?
wore the big
Yeah,
hat.
Jair hit the
hit it on?
I forget to say the dudes are buzzing at the beginning.
Yes, you did.
yeah,
thankfully.
thankfully.
Goodness, don't worry. I'll get it for the draft.
All right.
Wait, hold on, real quick. I just want to know how close are we in totals here? I know we don't go over it, but did we trade Jordan? Because I picked the Seahawks.
We're even again.
I'm so
you
excited.
didn't have to do it. Like you could have took the Green Bay Packers and you talked about how you just wanted to roll with the Seahawks and let it be the winner, but
I know I
you-
should have. Idiot.
He went with the Packers.
No, he went with the
went with the
Vikings. I went with the
Vikings.
Packers.
I just said for fun, you know.
I went with the Jets. He went with the Seahawks. He's like, should I just go with the Seahawks and just or should I just let the Seahawks be the reason I win or lose this thing? And he's all, no, I'll take the Vikings.
So we actually had a listener send in a message saying that Seth and Jordan should have to write their picks on a piece of paper and then just read them off the paper for who they
So they
picked.
don't copy.
So they don't copy or go
Yeah.
switch it up.
I mean, there's no. It's all. But this is a little bit different because there's no money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but it's
this
also
is for
like
pride.
yeah, it's strategy.
There's strategy
It's
involved.
strategy. It's like
you got to pick your spots of when we don't want to tie. We're not going to try
That's
to
what.
tie.
Well, that's what
I'm
I'm
not
saying.
trying to
That's
type.
what I'm saying.
So we
Like,
have to pick our spots of where we're going to be
like,
different.
Like next week, we're not gonna agree on the same.
Me and Phil will pick
this
first.
week.
we're
This
doing
week.
it tonight,
Yeah.
Seth.
Oh, jeez.
All right. What do we got next, Seth? We got more awards, I know.
Okay, so this one is probably the best one that we can just go in on a certain guest of the pod. But it's Diva of the Year, and that is just where we say the worst diva take.
Where's Diva take? Yeah. And what do we got, Seth?
So, I think who said me and Jordan said Phil's top golf take is just terrible. Phil said the deodorant take, and I don't remember that one. So, and then Trent said the rollerblading.
You don't remember Phil's take when he was saying he's wearing like marshmallow flavored
Toasted
deodorant?
marshmallow.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, you might have. He might not have been here.
Hey, thanks for listening when you aren't
Yeah.
here, by the way.
I think you know a guy.
Stupid.
The Trent's rollerblading one was good. He got a ton of heat.
People got hammered me online.
Yeah.
Like, hey, why don't you start rollerblading? Might do you some good. Like, hey, what's wrong with a guy living his life happy? It's like, it's 110 outside and the guy's rollerblading. I don't know why that was.
jean
shorts. Short jean shorts. I don't know why that was such a bad take, but I'll have more divas. Don't worry. I got more. I got the Banks
it
pole.
was actually blading, not skating, right?
It was blading, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did the rollerblader.
It's still bad.
Yeah, but yeah, people went after me on that one. But Phil got a ton of top
Phil's
golf hate.
top, and that was like one of our most viewed like videos, right?
Yeah.
On,
Oh, yes.
on TikTok. Is that what it was?
I might need to redo that Instagram one. Just throw it up there, just for old times' sake.
It got so bad.
It's by far the worst take I've ever heard.
Because a lot of guys have
My
played
life.
Top Golf, and it's like you can just like by saying that you can only offend people. Like you're not going to find anyone on this green earth who agrees with you.
Most people, you believe it or not, you would find people who are just like reaching out to me personally. Like
Phil, you can't
it almost became political.
Your
People were
wife
just
doesn't
like
count.
People were just like, dude, I totally agree with you. Like
You had- Phil,
people
you're-
were reaching out. People were reaching out to me, just
Phil.
like, hey man, I totally agree with
Your
you.
kids, you go like, yeah, Dad, I agree with you. Top golf sucks. That does not count.
No,
Phil.
you would not be. You would be surprised how many people reach out to me. You're like, that's such a good take.
The
Like,
thing is, like you say, you'd be surprised, but you're saying no numbers.
I would say between 2 to 3 people.
So many.
Expose those people.
Do you want me to do a rhymes with?
No, the thing is like I think you had a solid argument, like whatever, and then you're like, no, I've never been, and that's where you lost.
Yeah.
Like everybody was kind of like, hey, if he doesn't like Top Golf, that's fine. But then you're like, I've never been before. It's like, okay, like
Because I've never been because it's that bad.
The thing is, like, if Phil goes
Phil, are you-
and it
are you-
actually has fun, then it's like
no, he'll be the type of guy that'll refuse to have fun. Just
No,
like,
no. There's
no
there
fun.
no. What's funny is that when we were driving into Utah, they have their version of it. It's not Top Golf, and I was like, oh yeah, I bet you that would be kind of fun. And my wife was like, that's the exact same thing as Top Golf.
I
Like,
think it's called 4. Is it called 4?
no, there's a different name for it. She's like, you can't go all in on hating Top Golf and go to this one in Utah.
Kind of ruined the whole vacation. All right. What else do we got here, Seth?
So we have a special one here. One shot wonder, Joe Mixon.
Yeah, just came 1 week, decided to play 1 week. I did that one on my own. Just did it.
Yeah, I'm
decided to play
looking.
1 week of football. Then other than
Big
that,
shots.
It's his
absolutely nothing.
53-point week.
Yeah.
It's called Big Shots.
Well,
in
is
Utah.
Mike Evans the 1 week wonder too?
We could have done Mike Evans in there
But
too.
that happened after we
Yeah, posted.
made these graphics.
because
Right?
like he had how many touchdowns did Mixon have? He had 5 in that game.
I think he had 4.
He had 4, and he had 6 on the season. Like he just went crazy. Mike Evans you could throw in there as well. I don't know if there's anyone else you can kind of think of on that, Jordan. Of
Gabe
one shot.
Davis.
Gabe Davis
is
belongs
35.
in there. Yeah.
Yep. Frodo Earth, I need Joe Mixon to get less than 15 points so I can win my fantasy football championship. So
DeAndre Swift.
Pray
had
for me.
A couple huge games, and that was it. Pray for me.
Seth's going to deny he said that again.
He's always the one bringing up he's like, we will not.
We-
You're in our
we should've
thoughts,
brought-
but definitely not in our prayers.
We should have brought up, the thing of like a diva could have been someone who's on a podcast who doesn't tell their wife they're on a podcast, and she like finds out from a friend that the guy's actually on the pod.
no, she knew I was on the pod. She didn't know I talked.
Exactly, Seth.
That it's like a regular contributor.
What else do we got, Seth, on there?
Okay, we have. Oh man, what does this one even say? Worst guy to go on a road trip with, and that one I think
I'm
that's
not even
pretty
seeing
obvious
these.
here.
Did you just?
It's
Trey
Russell
Lance.
Wilson.
But hey, the graphics on YouTube are pretty good. So
Oh,
This one's really. It's
Oh,
it
Russell
is
Wilson
pretty
has
funny.
to be the worst person to go on a
Worst
road
person
trip.
going to yeah, for sure.
that's
I would
right.
say.
yeah.
Yeah.
Probably needs like a sprinter van so he can do air squats in the back.
Yeah.
And I bet you, like, if you like actually like went on a road trip with this guy, and you're like, oh, let's go on a rest stop. He's like, stops at a gas station, gets out, walks out with his hands up.
Yeah.
Like,
And he's like the type of guy who doesn't eat like gas station food. He has to like stop at Whole Foods.
I
type
don't
guy.
like people like that,
No,
honestly.
yeah.
Like, I live for gas station food, believe it or not. I wouldn't mind doing
I
that.
believe
trafficking.
it. Trust me.
What do we got next here, Seth? Should we start previewing these Week 18 games? Is that what we should start doing?
yeah, we can start with that.
And we're gonna run through these here. But thank you for being with us.
Oh,
this
we're
whole
not
year.
even going to preview them. We're just going to take picks.
We're just
right?
gonna pick. Yeah. So, and you can take Jordan. You want to just say all the totals real quick?
Yeah, so we're short one game. So
And you guys both took Cincinnati?
Yeah, so Seth and I both are at 11-4.
I'll read them, Phil. I got them.
11-4 going into the Monday night game. We both have Cincinnati. Trent went. Sorry, I'm counting as Trent went 10-5 going into. He took Buffalo.
I'm flexing on the cam, FYI. Shirt is still on.
So
Sorry.
Phil went 12-3. So Phil won this week.
Man.
Wow.
I
Going
was
into-
I was gaining on you too.
And I didn't
Yeah,
have anyone's
so-
And you
pick.
didn't pick the Seahawks. Or you did.
I did, yeah. I picked the Hawks.
So so Phil, if you wouldn't took Miami, you would even had more of a edge. You would have even gotten another
I
game.
didn't think they would lose another game. Even
So what's the totals
So
here?
totals, I mean, we're
did
both.
you guys
I
see
haven't
Teddy
done the math
Bridgewater
yet.
get that stiff arm from just?
Yeah.
that was.
So Seth, we both are still even. So
But these guys don't have a chance? Or they do?
Phil gained a game on us because he picked Cincinnati also, and he was 7 games back. So now he's 6 games back. It would take pretty.
So we'd have to have a terrible week for Phil to win.
It'd be nearly impossible. I think
Possible though.
yeah.
it's possible.
Can Trent take his lead back
So
from
Trent,
Phil? Can Trent not
I think
get
I was
last?
only down 3 last
you're down
week.
3, so now you're down like 4,
So, I mean, yeah.
5 maybe.
yeah,
All right.
Well, you have
now. I am going to be
Trent
strategic
does-
though because I don't want to be last.
Trent does have Buffalo, so Buffalo wins. He gains a game on you, Phil.
All right, be ready, Trent. You can go first, and I'll.
Okay. All right. Our first game on Saturday. We're gonna go through these pretty quick. First game on Saturday, we have the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to Vegas to play the Raiders. The total is 50 and a. Do you want me to read the totals or a week
No,
out?
just.
Let's just kind
get
of go
the
through
game.
these
Alrighty.
real quick. I mean, there's no.
Zip it. How about that?
I mean, the totals are only out for the Saturday games, anyways. So
All right.
I think.
So Kansas is favored by 9.5. Is anyone not going Chiefs?
No, we're all going
I mean, this is pretty much a must-game win for the Chiefs, I think, because
They need the...
And the Raiders
they
are
need-
playing for nothing.
Raiders are playing for nothing. I was just gonna look. So Bills are 12-3. Bengals are 11-4. If the Bills win, they'll be what, 13-3?
If the Bills win, the Chiefs have no chance.
No, the Chiefs are 13-3 too.
Well, I'm saying that if the Bills, the Chiefs need the Bills to lose one game. And
Okay.
it needs to be, I think, against their hardest game's the Bengals, because who do the Bills play in Week 18?
They play.
They're playing the Bengals tomorrow.
Who do they play Week 18 though?
They play the Patriots in a must. The Patriots have to win that game though, so they're gonna bring it.
So two games. So
So the Chiefs, but even then, the Chiefs are still gonna want to.
We were talking about
Yeah,
this. Way
bottom
too
line,
much.
everyone is anyone picking the Raiders.
No, hold on. But Phil, it's a worthwhile conversation because it's gonna play in. Seth and I actually have to actually.
yeah, I actually have to think.
We have to
here.
think
Yeah.
about these, and so it's gonna play into the motivation for teams
Okay, so
going
just-
forward. So
where do you think the motivation lies?
So if the Bengals lose, they're 11-5, and so they would be locked into. They would be locked into the 3, right?
I think so.
And so the Chiefs would be locked into the 2.
Yeah. So
No, but they still have to win
if
because they
Chiefs
don't.
and Bills win out, the Bills have first.
Yes, but the Chiefs are still going to have to play their guys because even if the Bills win tomorrow night,
Yeah.
they're
I've never
playing.
hated myself as
They're
much as I
playing
do
on
right
the.
now.
They're playing on the Saturday.
Basically, everyone's playing every week, unless
Well,
the
that's
Bills
usually how it
lose.
works after
With
bye
the
week,
Chiefs,
Seth.
but the Chiefs are still going to have to win no matter what. They
Yes.
can't drop a game. The Chiefs have to
Yeah,
win
they
that's
can't
out.
not what
drop
he
a
was
game.
saying.
And they're playing
but yes.
before the Bills play on Sunday. Okay, so I got Chiefs.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
So hold on, but if the Patriots win, do you think the Texans are going to be playing?
What if it rains?
Yeah.
This is what. So these are two guys who have no chance of winning this competition. That's what they're. That's what they're
Chiefs.
making
How do we
fun
want to
of.
do this? Is everybody who doesn't win get to egg themselves? Is that what it is? I feel like that's what we should
That's
do.
fair. I'll do it.
Yeah.
All right. Chiefs. All right. Let's go to the next
Last
one.
week's 2 eggs.
All right.
Yes,
We have
yes.
Titans at 7-9 going to Jacksonville, who is 8-8. And this game has potential to mean absolutely nothing because they could still possibly both make it, right?
The Tennessee has to win to go to the playoffs.
Why did you ask that?
And then the
question?
Jags could still win.
Yeah, but other things have to happen. But also the winner gets a home game in the playoffs. So this game means something. I mean, basically it's a winner take all to go to playoffs.
I'm taking Jags here.
Jags.
Jags.
I'm going to go Tennessee.
Wow.
They look so bad.
The Jaguars look. I mean,
The Titans don't look
then
good.
why are you taking?
So why are you taking him? He needs something.
I'm just hoping, Derrick Henry took that week off to get prepared for this game, and Derrick Henry just goes, bananas.
they're going to
on
start Josh Dobbs at quarterback.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm just as a
He's
Henry play,
reaching.
guys. This is
I
Henry
know,
play.
he's just trying
He's
to-
trying to.
He has to. It
Just
makes
let him
sense.
crawl.
All right,
man.
next game.
Said, if that mic wasn't there, I would just straight up punch you in the face. But anyways, what do we got here? All right, jumping to Sunday. We got the Tampa Bay Bucks at 8-8 traveling to Atlanta who is 6-10. Bucks or Falcons? What are you guys thinking? I'm going to say Bucks win this one. Is anyone going to say Falcons?
I'm going to go Tampa Bay in a must-win game.
I'm going Buccaneers.
Bucks.
All right, Buck City. All right, next game we got New England Patriots at 8-8, must-win game for them, traveling to Buffalo to take on the 12-3 Bills. I'm going to take the Bills. Anyone else going to take the Patriots?
I'm taking the Bills.
Come on, Jordan.
Yeah, I think
feel a little
Bills
froggy?
because the Bills still have to. The Bills are going to have to win
Yeah.
no matter what for the 1 seed, and that bye week means a lot. So
A lot depends though. What if the Bills lose tomorrow night on Monday Night Football?
if they lose tomorrow night, they will be 12-4, and the Chiefs, if they win, would be 14-3. Yeah, I guess there is a way where if the Chiefs were to win Saturday and the Bills were to lose tomorrow,
Why do
Then
I
the
hate
Bills win it.
myself?
Then it won't matter.
then it won't matter.
But the thing is, if they lose to the Bengals, then they might need to win that last game to keep a game on the Bengals.
They need to go to get
so
the,
it doesn't matter
to get the 2 seed and get the home field.
So it
in the
doesn't-
division.
so it doesn't matter.
It does. Yeah, they need to win no matter what.
Absolutely
Yes.
does not
So
matter. You
Bills.
heard it from Seth. All right, Minnesota Vikings.
Is
who are
every
12
team playing this next week?
Minnesota Vikings who are 12-4, traveling to Chicago, who is 3-13. I think Vikings bounce back.
Vikings.
You would hope so.
Yeah, I
Vikings.
got
Skull.
Minnesota.
Skull.
Seth,
Skull.
Phil, who are you taking?
Vikings for sure.
Man, this whole thing's going to come down to Titans
That-
Jags,
okay,
isn't it?
I will say that one wouldn't shock me if the Chicago won.
It wouldn't shock me either. I just don't see-
I don't want to lose. Yeah,
I don't see
I think that's
Minnesota
a hard.
playing.
That's a weird risk.
I don't
though.
see Minnesota playing that bad back-to-back weeks, though.
just on the road in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that at 10
I think
a.m.?
what it's going to come down to
I
is
know what
Lions
I,
Packers.
it's, that's what I was just going to
It's
say.
gonna say,
Lions,
Lions
yeah.
Packers is what's going to come down to.
We got Baltimore Ravens at 10-6, traveling to Cincinnati, who is 11-4. I'm going to take the Ravens just to be different and try to get
This one's tricky. Seth, this is a tricky one for us because
I'm sorry.
It's
I
possible,
completely blank. It's Cincinnati and
I have to get
Baltimore.
5.
Jeez, man.
it's
for
tricky
me-
because if Cincinnati loses, I don't think they have anything to play for.
On a podcast.
If they lose tomorrow, if they lose on
gonna
Monday,
take
they have nothing to
surprisingly
play for Week
longer.
18.
Yeah,
This is equivalent to
Well,
that
who's
podcast
behind them?
Scout guys
and
that
Baltimore
they
actually
start.
does play.
Who
would be the
Who'd be contesting for the other 3 seed then? Is it Baltimore?
no it would be the winner of the
title's
AFC
like, should I
South will
eat
get the
this
4
red
seed.
meat?
Oh man.
I'm going Bengals.
I'm gonna go Bengals too. I think I don't know.
I don't want to take. I'm not going to take the risk of the unknown, so I'm just going to go Cincinnati here.
Yeah, the
Who do
Ravens
they-
team is bad too. They're bad.
I know
man.
they are bad. Like
They're
honestly,
bad.
their backup Cincinnati's backups might beat the Ravens.
It's true. All right.
Who are you taking, Trent?
I took the Ravens. I have to get 5.
no, that 100% makes sense.
I have to get 5 games.
Part of me wants to take the Ravens, but I just don't know the unknown. Like if Cincinnati wins tomorrow, which I think they do, then they're motivated to play. So I guess I'll just go with what I picked already.
Yeah. All right. Next, we have the LA Chargers at 10-6, traveling to Denver, who is 4-12. Phil, you gonna say let's ride one last time?
No, Chargers. The Broncos have been playing weirdly weird recently.
They've been playing weird the whole year.
Yeah. And a bunch of people are standing behind Russell Wilson. Do you think he's paying them to do
see,
that?
I could see Phil buying a "I stand with Russ" shirt.
Hashtag I stand with Russ. Stand with Russ.
Russ strong.
stand with Russ.
Yeah, stand with
Stand
arms
with Russ.
open. It's a good idea, Seth. Jordan,
What
what,
do we
you
got here, Jordo?
I was just trying to look at the playoff scenarios for the Chargers.
I'm gonna go Broncos.
I think they're in with.
Yes,
Chargers
but I was
already in.
trying
I'm
to
gonna go
figure out if
Broncos.
there's anything they have to play
You're going
for.
Broncos?
yeah, because I have to get 5 on you.
They've
The coach
locked
from the
they've
Chargers
locked
does
in
not.
a wild
He'll
card
go for it on
spot.
4th this
And
next
80.
week. If 4th and 80 with
Would
Herbert
it come
still
down
in.
to what position wild card?
Up by 30.
Out of what
Yes.
wild card position they'd get?
Yeah, that's what
Possibly
I
get
was
a home
trying.
game.
And to our listeners, I'm sorry. We normally do this on Wednesday nights, so we're a little bit, flying blind. But we're only going to do it once.
And
a
we
week.
also
Oh man,
We
I
will
just
have a
don't know
draft
if-
coming out though on Thursday, or you can watch it on YouTube on Wednesday. So
Yeah.
we will be coming to you twice a week still.
Yeah, it's just a tough one because we just don't know.
What's the implication? Is there one?
I can't find anything.
Man, well, I think you just got to take the Chargers.
Mother of Mary, pick someone.
I know.
Trent, this is like you. Trent, this is your fault. This is I will
If
blame
you were in first place, you'd be thinking like us right now too. Just so you know.
Maybe debatable.
No. he
Also,
wouldn't.
I'm blaming you because you're the one who wanted to record on Sunday night.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
when did you
yeah.
want to do it? We normally come out on Monday.
It's true.
And you don't want
Yeah.
to see this guy on his birthday, man. It's rough.
I'm gonna go. I don't know.
Somebody get
This
a
is
coin.
how he like picks his snacks pregame.
Yeah.
I just know
This is
that.
why he doesn't eat anything when he's binge watching college football because
Yeah.
it takes him 3 hours to
Yeah.
figure out.
You're
what he
right.
wants
Now
to
I
sub
understand why he uses a microwave. That's the quickest
I just
thing
want
in his
to.
life.
I just want to know the implications because if there's no implications,
I could see Denver winning this game.
yeah.
just pick.
Phil, who do you pick? You
I
haven't even picked yet.
yes, I did. I picked the Chargers.
He's going opposite of me, thankfully.
Okay. So
Smart, dumb.
Phil picked the Chargers. Trent picked the Broncos. I wish I knew. If Chargers were going to play
Well,
their guys.
Jordan,
I wish I knew
Jordan,
who
are
was
you
going to
gonna
win.
are you gonna take the Packers later?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna take the Lions. So let's just call it even here.
Okay. Chargers.
All right. Next game.
So they
we-
are kind of.
yeah.
This is.
No, it doesn't mean anything because we're gonna.
Neither of us want to lose on stuff we don't know.
It's gonna come down to one game that, and
They
then,
should
yeah.
both be used to that.
Yeah.
But next game we have the Detroit Lions at 8-8 traveling to Green Bay, who is also 8-8. Winner gets in, right?
yeah. Winner gets in.
So that's what I'm saying. It makes this game make sense, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
pick the Lions here.
I'm taking Lions.
I'm taking the Packers.
I'm taking the Packers. Frozen tundra.
Trent,
cold.
we've
I just
split enough to where
I don't
want to.
I don't want to bet against Aaron Rodgers at home to go to the playoffs.
But Jamal Williams' revenge game, he might score 15 touchdowns in this game alone. But next game, we got the Houston Texans, who are 2-13-1, playing the Indianapolis Colts, who are 4-11.
They tied last time.
tied last time they
This
played.
game is terrible.
Yeah.
This is another coin flip, but I'm going to
Holy
say
smokes.
Texans. win
I'm
this
saying
game.
Texans too.
What if Sam Ellinger's playing? Did
I'm
you hear
still
those
saying
rumblings?
Texans.
Did you hear Sam Ellinger
No,
rumblings?
Foles will
He
come back
played
before
today.
Ellinger plays. Texans.
He went 4 for 4
I
for a
got
touchdown.
I got Texans too.
About as good as Deshaun Watson and Trent.
The
was
Texans
hyping him.
actually look like decent.
Phil, just be quiet.
I got Houston.
All right. Huey.
Yeah, I'm
Alrighty.
picking the Texans as
Huey
well.
all the way across. Okay. We
Now
got
Seth
New
and I are
York-
just going to pick the same on every
New
one.
York Jets, who are 7-9, traveling to Miami, who is 8-8.
Is this a get
Ooh,
into
this
the
is actually
playoff
another
game or
one
no?
too.
This one might be different here, but I don't know if I want.
I can't.
New York Jets look bad today. I'm going to go Dolphins.
Well,
with
here's
this
the
one.
problem: is that
The Dolphins
the
didn't look
Dolphins
great
might
either.
be starting Skylar Thompson in this game.
This might be another
Tyra-
bad game too.
Tua's not playing this week. There's no way Tua plays
Does Tua
after
come
his third
back?
concussion.
Ever.
He has his third concussion in 2 months. He's not playing this
Yeah.
game.
Is
Teddy
he out for the
Bridgewater.
he could be out the rest of the season, man.
Did Teddy Bridgewater actually get a concussion today, or was he in concussion protocol?
I think he was in concussion protocol. But whatever happened to
Is
him.
that Teddy Bridgewater's second concussion too after
Yeah.
coming in for Tua?
Teddy
I did say on
Bridgewater
the
should
pod,
take a
I
week.
said if Teddy even plays, finishes the game.
He should take a week. Honestly, man, that was a forearm from.
Fine. I'm going.
No,
It was
says-
unnecessary
it says-
forearm. Did you see it?
No.
I didn't.
Teddy Bridgewater sustained broken finger.
Oh, you can play with that, especially with those gloves.
No,
he wears.
he. I think it was a little bit of the concussion. He got
On right
messed up
hand,
on it.
broken finger on right hand.
It's like his pinky. He was taking his glove off. That's why he left the field. It wasn't the concussion protocol that rings a bell, but he did get messed up. Like he was on the ground, I think, when he.
He's believed to have a broken finger.
All right, so
Pull
who
my
we,
finger.
Who are we taking with? Who are we taking here? I am taking the Jets. Jets make it in with a win, right?
This is another one that we just don't have any information on this game. Like we don't know who's going to be their quarterback. Ooh, man.
Well, Jordan, let's just go the same then. Let the Lions.
Should we just let the
Lions
Lions
shame you?
I'll let Aaron Rodgers shove it in your face.
I'm fine with it.
Should we just go Miami there at home?
Sure, Miami.
The Dolphins are 8. Man,
Phil's having another spectacular week here. Is what's going on.
Trent, who did you
Phil
take?
come back.
took
Phil
the
come back
Dolphins.
and beats me and Jordan because we were too busy. That would be legendary,
Is
actually.
it, well, if Phil's being smart, he should pick against me and Seth every single time.
No, he only cares about beating me though. He
Yeah.
doesn't care about you two.
It's too
So he
far
doesn't
out.
care about. He's not a winner. He doesn't care about winning.
Sure.
Sort of. Yeah. So next we have the
I also don't care about these. No, I'm just kidding. Just go to the next one.
Carolina Panthers at 6-10, traveling to New Orleans. I'm sorry for everyone who's actually listening to this, who is 7-9. I am going to say the Panthers win this game.
Who are they playing? They're playing the
The Saints.
Saints.
Sorry, I think it was the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans, not New Orleans Saints.
Nolans.
This game means nothing, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I got New Orleans.
It might have meant something
going
if we had
Saints as
recorded
well.
on a Wednesday. I don't know. But all right.
What'd you say, Trent?
If we would have recorded on a Wednesday, this
No.
game might have meant something.
No.
No, it would just.
No, it doesn't.
What, Trent? You took the who?
Stupid.
Oh,
you
I
take-
took Panthers.
I'm taking Panthers.
Hashtag one pride.
You're trying to get a game on me.
No,
now
that's
you're
mine.
getting smarter.
Hashtag keep pounding. My bad. All right. Seth, you got one? You good?
Yeah, we took the Saints.
All right. Next game, we got the New York Giants at 9-6-1, going to Philadelphia, who is 13-3.
Philly.
Eagles.
Yeah, I think Hurts is playing this week.
Maybe.
They have to win to get
He
the
has
one
to,
seed.
he has to win to
get
play the one
bye.
seed. He's playing. I'm picking the Eagles.
I'm going to go Giants.
Makes sense.
Wishful thinking. Next, we got Cleveland Browns.
Giants also clinch playoffs for what it's worth.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter as much to them either. So we got, but they do hate each other. It's a pretty big
Yep.
rivalry. Cleveland Browns at 7-9, traveling to Pittsburgh, who is 8-8. I'm going to say Browns win this game.
I got Pittsburgh. This game, they have to win this game to have any chance at playoffs. And in Pittsburgh,
I'm going Pittsburgh. Who has to win for who has to lose? Maybe the Dolphins have to lose.
it's Dolphins and
Jets have to lose for the
Jets.
Steelers to
Did
make
you not
it.
listen to all their debate this last
Yeah,
20
not,
minutes?
Not earlier.
I'll take the Steelers as well.
All right. Next game,
the Browns are eliminated.
all right. Next game, we got LA.
Wait, Phil, who did you take?
Steelers.
Next game, we got LA Rams, who are 5-11, traveling to Seattle to take on the Seahawks, who are 8-8. I'm going to go with the Rams, just to be different.
Hawks.
Seattle,
I'm
because
interested in
Seattle
seeing-
has to win.
Yeah, Seahawks.
I'm just going to go with whoever has to win. So
All right. Next game, the 4-12 Cardinals travel to San Francisco, who is 12-4.
This one's an easy one.
Yeah, it's
Niners are playing for an position here, so I'm taking the Niners.
Niners.
is this
where's this game at?
San Francisco?
And Debo's back, I think, this week 18.
Yeah, I don't think Arizona could beat anyone if their life depended on it.
yeah, I'm gonna go 49ers.
Unless Colt McCoy's playing.
I still don't think it would matter.
All right, last game. This is a weird one because if the Eagles win, the Cowboys might not play people. But you got the Dallas Cowboys, who are 12-4, traveling to Washington to play the Commanders, who is 7-8-1.
We don't know timing of these games yet, Trent. For what
Oh,
it's
we
worth.
don't know timing. Okay,
We don't
I
know
thought this was-
timing.
okay,
My guess is because the only ones we know for timing is the Saturday games. They have not said who they're going to flex out yet for Sunday night and who's playing in the afternoon. So my guess is the Dallas and the Eagles play at the same time on Sunday.
yeah. So I'm gonna go Dallas wins this one then.
They're playing Dallas, playing who you say? Sorry,
Commanders.
Yeah, I'm taking the Cowboys.
Yeah, I got Cowboys, especially if they have to play for something.
Cowboys.
All right. Well, that.
So basically, it's Packers versus the Lions.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that'll be fun.
All right. So,
That game is probably going to be Sunday night.
yeah, you're probably
Yeah.
right. That'll
That
probably be
game
Sun-
will 100% be Sunday night.
That kind of makes me want to change it because I don't know the last time the Lions played on Sunday Night Football. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think it's
I don't know if they have.
Similar game, Thanksgiving, but not really Sunday night football.
with the whole. It's the last football game of the regular season. That game will be 100%. And then I bet the NFC East games will be at the same time in the afternoon.
Dane Campbell's a man. That's all I have to say.
All right. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't want to do a Coach of the Year award. Well, anyways, thanks, guys, for listening. We will see you on Thursday with our draft or Wednesday on YouTube. Happy New Year. As always, take care.
This has been another episode of the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast. Remember to rate, review, and follow. For more information, go to www.thefantasyfootballdudes.com. And remember, we are sorry for absolutely nothing.